Hey there, if you're a dog owner in Holland, Michigan, you already know how many incredible places there are to get out and explore. So, we're going to walk you through finding the right dog training so you and your best friend can enjoy all of it together. Let's get started. Just imagine it, a perfect day, walking along Lake Makataw, or maybe you're grabbing some fresh stuff at the Saturday farmer's market. For those outings to actually be enjoyable, though, you really need a dog who is calm and well-behaved, and that's exactly where good training comes in. And this is a really big deal, actually. The best kind of training gets your dog ready for your life. Right here in Holland, a local trainer gets our environment. From the busy sidewalks downtown to the trails over at Window on the waterfront, they help you build the practical skills you're going to use every single day. So, where do you even start? Well, the first step is just getting a handle on the different approaches that are out there. This is all about finding a training philosophy and a class format that feels right for you, for your dog, and for whatever your goals are. Pretty much all modern effective training is built around this idea of positive reinforcement. And it's actually pretty simple. Instead of punishing your dog for doing something wrong, you reward them for the good choices they make. This does more than just teach commands. It builds a relationship based on trust, and you end up with a dog who genuinely wants to work with you. So training usually comes in one of three flavors. You've got group classes, which are awesome for getting your dog used to other dogs and practicing with distractions around. Then there are private lessons, which give you that targeted one-on-one help, often right in your own home. And then there are board and train programs. They're an immersive experience, but you have really got to do your homework and research the facility and their methods. Okay, a quick but really important word of caution here. Please steer clear of any trainer who uses fear, pain, or intimidation. Those outdated methods that rely on tools like shock collars or prong collars can cause a lot of anxiety, they can make behaviors worse, and they can really break the bond you have with your dog. All right, so you've decided you want a positive reinforcement trainer. Now, how do you tell who's the real deal? Let's go over the credentials and the key questions that are going to help you choose someone with confidence. You're probably going to see a bunch of letters after a trainer's name. Certifications like CPDTK or KPA-CTP mean that a professional has been tested on their knowledge of dog training and behavior. Now, if you're dealing with more serious issues like severe fear or aggression, you'd want to look for even more advanced credentials from behavior consulting groups like the CBCCK or the IAABCCDBC. When you call or meet a potential trainer, you should have these questions in your back pocket. Ask them to just describe their methods. You're listening for a clear focus on positive reinforcement. Find out how they customize their plans for different dogs, and for sure, get a clear outline of all the costs and find out how they're going to track and communicate your dog's progress with you. And of course, a big piece of this puzzle is the cost. An investment in training is really an investment in your life with your dog, so it helps to have a general idea of the typical prices right here in the Holland area. So, just to give you a baseline, a single 1-hour private lesson in or around Holland is typically going to be somewhere in this range. That's usually for in-home training where all the focus is just on your dog and your specific goals. Okay, so here's a look at the bigger picture of costs across Ottawa County. You can see how that investment changes depending on the format. A 6-week group class is way different from a 2-week intensive board and train program. Prices are going to vary based on the trainer's experience and how intense the service is, so the number one thing is to always ask for a full cost breakdown before you sign up for anything. So once you get your training going, it's time to take those skills out into the real world. A big part of being a responsible dog owner is knowing the local rules and knowing where you can go to practice and just have some fun. So here are the main rules for dog owners in our area. The big one is the leash law. Your dog has to be on a leash that's 6 feet or shorter when you're in public, unless you're in a marked off-leash park. That's just for everyone's safety and comfort. A current rabies vaccine is required by state law. That's a public health thing. And it's good to know that while the City of Holland doesn't require a license, some of the townships around us actually do. All right, now for the fun part, putting all that training to good use. Holland has some amazing places to go. The Paw Park is your go-to for safe, off-leash fun and practicing recall. For on-leash skills with real-world distractions, joggers, strollers, all that stuff, Window on the waterfront is perfect. And for a really beautiful walk that tests your dog's focus, the Northern Beach over at Holland State Park is just a fantastic option. In the end, all the effort you put into training really pays off in so many ways. It means a calmer, happier home. It means more confidence when friends and family come over. And it means you have the freedom to go explore all the beautiful spots Holland has to offer with your best friend right there with you. We wish you the very best on your training journey.